Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Geek Addicts, the pop culture podcast where 2025 fucking finally is over. I'm Bill, and this is Matt. How you doing, Matt?
Oh, I'm doing just fine, Bill. I'm doing just fine. How are you?
I am so tired. Like this has been one of those weeks where I'm just like,
Yeah. Well, it's also because we're coming up on for context. I mean, I'm sure people get it by now if they're listening regularly, but we're technically have a couple weeks to go before the end of the year. Um,
yeah,
but that being said, because we're both like kind of coming up on the point where we're gonna have time off, and those week or two before you know you're getting time off always drags and it always just sucks.
next week's gonna be fucking terrible. I can already predict
Yeah.
that.
See, I have a weird situation where for whatever reason my work decided that we're only getting one day off for Christmas this year, but 2 days off for New Year's. Explain that one to me.
They
So like
fucked something up
technically,
somewhere.
yeah, I don't know what the hell was up with that, but
Like
I ended
one
up
day off, like for Christmas, as in like just Christmas Day, or the
just
day after.
Christmas Day. Just Christmas Day. Which is
Yeah, they fucked.
weird because you would think you get Thursday and Friday because we always get to, and even like this coming year because they already posted the holidays for next year, and we get 2 days for Christmas next year. So it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah, they fucked.
why
They
why
fucked.
this year?
They fucked something up because I know it for me. We have two floaters we use every year, for situations like this,
Hmm.
and because of the way the months lined up, both of our floaters we had for this upcoming week, so we actually get Wednesday and Friday off.
Oh wow! You
Um,
stole our day off, you son of a bitch.
no, we just didn't use it somewhere else. No, you know what happened? It was because usually the floater's always used for Christmas.
Hmm.
And then the other one is usually for the 4th of July, but the 4th of July was on a Friday this year, I believe. So it kind of just worked out that way.
That's the other weird thing. We got 2 days for the fourth, 2 days for Thanksgiving, and 2 days for New Year's, but one day for Christmas.
They must have used an extra day for something somewhere.
Well, I don't know where the hell it went because every other holiday that everybody else gets off, we still came in. So I don't know what the hell happened there.
And
But
technically,
I ended up just using PTO for the day after Christmas and the day after New Year's. So I have 2 short weeks in a row instead of just having one big vacation.
I have all of the Christmas week off, and then I have a short week for New Year's because they're giving us because our holidays reset at the start of January. So our first floater for next year gets used for New Year's. So we'll see how that
Hmm.
works in the future. But
Yeah.
uh, in the end, I only had to take 2 days of vacation, so it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I did the same. So, I mean, technically, if you want to look at it all together, I'm getting like basically like a 9 day vacation, but I'm working 3 days in the middle.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Well, that's what they get for fucking doing it stupidly.
Somebody fucked up something like that. That's not getting an extra day for Christmas. That's bizarre. That is odd.
It's not even that we didn't get the extra day for Christmas. It's that we got extra days on all these other holidays except for Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas is like the weird one. I mean, I think Thanksgiving is like one where it's like a legal thing technically.
Hmm.
Um, that one doesn't get counted as a floater for whatever reason.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's weird.
it is strange,
That being
but
said, though,
whatever.
just December is literally the most pointless month when it comes to working.
Yeah, this is true.
Nothing gets done in December.
Hmm.
But
But yeah,
yeah, it's like I was so beat today. Like I went home and I just took like a 4 hour power nap, and I woke up and I was like, oh shit, I gotta record.
yeah, yeah. I just been fucking hanging out, just trying to fucking get myself straight. And it's been one of those weeks,
Yeah.
man. And we tried so hard. We were really trying to get somebody to like take Frankie tomorrow night because we wanted to try and like finish up our Christmas shopping, and then like nobody was able to take her for the night. And then I was like, okay, well, can somebody take it just like for a couple hours so we could just go shopping and not have a kid there to see her own presents?
Yeah.
But we couldn't even work that out. So now we're gonna have to do it the weekend before Christmas, which really blows.
Mm-hmm.
Really wanted to avoid that.
She's old enough now that she will remember stuff like that. So.
Oh yeah, and she's like full on Christmas mode. Like she's singing carols and watching Frosty the Snowman and the Grinch, and yeah, she's getting super into it. I've actually been like tricking her kind of, because a lot of times like when I'll tell her like, oh, all right, it's time to go like brush our teeth and go take a bath and go to bed and everything, and she'll get super mad about it, as kids do. But Cindy had strung a bunch of Christmas lights up the staircase. So now every night I go, let's go see the Christmas stairs. And she, oh, Christmas stairs. And she runs up and she's like, wow. And then she just automatically, like, she just drives the whole thought of bedtime out of her mind. And she goes up the stairs and just goes right into the bathroom and we do the whole tub thing. And so Chris has been working out for me in that case, at least. So that's good.
Yep. That's good. It is fucking cold lately.
Yeah, I'm wearing my comfy for the first time this year. Well, this winter, I should say.
It was weird. This week it like started off freezing, then like I know it was colder up towards you guys, but like down here it was like 40 degrees on Wednesday. I was like, what the fuck? Like, okay.
Yeah, Wednesday was a weird day. It was actually pretty warm on Wednesday, but once again, and I was thinking about this earlier. It's just like I fucking, when it comes to the winter months, I fucking hate living next to the ocean. It's the worst because it's always windy. Always, especially in the industrial park in Plymouth. It's always fucking windy. Like all I want to do is just sit in the sun and just kind of like, get a little bit of outside time, some fresh air, a little bit of sunlight, not just, never have sunlight for 3 months. But it just ruins it, man. I'm out there for like 30 seconds. I'm like, all right, I've had enough.
Yeah, that was my life when I worked third shift. It was great.
Yeah. I can imagine.
Good times.
Well, you at least have the benefit of not being a smoker.
Fair. Yeah. Still didn't see the sun though. Still never saw the sun.
So yeah, what have you been up to this week aside from working?
I watched the Game Awards last night. That was fun.
Oh yeah.
Watched
I was gonna say I saw Slade posted up all the results.
Yeah.
No surprise. I fully expected Expedition 33 to win.
Yeah, they won pretty much every category they were nominated.
Yeah.
I watched you can find the stream on YouTube, I believe still, but I was at a watch party with Thrak and Jake from Press B to Cancel. So we were watching it there and we were basically riffing on it the whole time, which was great.
Nice. That's cool. So I've been I'm still been kind of plugging away. Like
time of recording, we're at the 1 week to go mark. So
yeah, because I think depending on scheduling and how we do it, I think we'll technically be recording our next episode the day before. So we still have one more episode of our show before we record that, but
potentially, yes. Yeah. So I got a little bit of stuff done this week. This is gonna be my last real watching week. Watching weekend anyways, I should say.
Yeah.
Because I plan on doing literally nothing tomorrow because I am tired.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, I'm still really feeling the burnout, like big time. But I've been forcing myself to watch a movie a day.
That's you and Alex. I swear to God, this is gonna ruin anime.
Well, I mean, I've been watching a movie a day, and then I've also like after I watch the movie, I'm like, all right, I spend the rest of my time um, going through my Stranger Things rewatch of like all the earlier seasons because the seasons came out like so spaced out that like I needed to go through the early seasons again because it's been like better part of a half a decade since the last time I saw like season 1 and 2.
Yeah, I saw. I never watched Stranger Things, but I saw photos of the cast from season one and then them in the current season. I'm like, holy shit!
Yeah,
What
it's
time?
crazy. It was funny because like all the older kids of the show, um, like I saw like a little clip of them talking about it, and they're like, yeah, so like when we started, we were like 19 and 20, and now the little kids that we were working with are 19 and 20, and we're in our 30s. Like this is weird.
Yeah, time is so funny like that.
Yeah, but I've been enjoying going through it. I just started season 4 today.
Hmm.
Um, so I only have like 7 episodes to go, and then I'll be. You know, I'm not gonna. I can't watch season 5 without Cindy. I have to wait for her for that. But
Yeah.
um, I am looking forward to finally closing the book on that once they release the rest of the episodes.
Hmm. So did you finally watch the new Spy Family and My Hero episodes?
I did. I actually. I think I watched those the following day after we talked about it. And Spy Family was great as always.
Didn't the freaking backstory hit so much fucking harder in animation?
Yeah, it did. Although I was disappointed that it cut out like the second the situation was diffused, but we
Well,
didn't
then we'll
see the
find that out.
moms show up yet.
Yeah, that'll be this weekend.
Yeah.
I got spoiled. I didn't see any animated scene, but I saw someone posted a screenshot of Melinda, and I was like, "Oh yeah, it's coming."
You know what's funny too is like when they're like it was like a big thing happening. Like I think like one of the guys like about to freak out and start like attacking people or whatever. And like you saw like the flash, and
Mm.
like I had forgotten how this scene went. So like all three of us were sitting there expecting it to be and then like fucking what's her name? Um
Oh,
the older lady, what's her name?
how am I forgetting her name? I know who you're talking about. I
It's not
can't remember.
Maria, right?
No, no, it's Martha.
It's something
Martha.
similar. Martha. I knew it was similar. But yeah, then I was like, oh shit, like yeah, I forgot. Yeah, she's ex-military. That makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that. There was I forgot too because the manga it's harder to tell because of the color that is the zero color, but it really is apparent that they like blacked out the windows on the bus in the animation version.
Yeah. Um, and then yeah, I watched the new My Hero. I wasn't expecting the final fight to be done already.
I wasn't either. I was like, I this goddamn it season. The final season has been fucking cooking.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and I saw that Slade finally started watching it, and he agrees
Yeah,
with us. He's like, I don't know what the fuck Will is talking about. This is great.
yeah. Uh, it was. It's been like insane. I know. Apparently, it's officially over now in Japan, but we still had a few dub episodes to go.
Yeah, we got
Um,
like the epilogue episodes.
but yeah, because from what I've heard, the fandom is being as toxic as always, so that's a good sign. Um,
Typical.
yeah, I was not expecting it to be as epic as it was, and holy shit, it was quick, but it was awesome.
I was kind of like, I mean, I understand why they didn't, but I was kind of hoping that a couple of Vigilantes characters were going to show up for that final fight. I understand why they didn't, because obviously like we haven't seen their full story yet. But
Yeah, something tells
maybe
me
they'll intertwine that into like maybe they'll be doing stuff like in the background, like in Vigilantes during like all the major stuff.
maybe I don't really know. I'm curious where Vigilantes goes. In all honesty,
I'm excited
uh,
for season 2. I'm very much looking forward to it.
yeah, that was really good. Speaking of something that wasn't very good, I watched Fireworks because I had to now after that conversation we had. Um,
I didn't think it was that bad. It was an enjoyable watch.
I found it to be very mid. Like my problem was it had a compelling story. Like I found like where like I was very curious where like the story was going, and I found that very compelling. My problem was I just didn't like none of the characters got any development, so I just didn't fucking care. like like none of them did. It was actually
But
kind of impressive how little they developed everything else in this movie.
but Bill, they asked the important question in this episode or in this movie:
Okay.
Are fireworks flat or round?
I don't fucking care. I was more like fucking develop. Give me a reason to care. like
Do something other than
like
run.
like I was like the fucking like other friend who like cucks the fucking main kid in like at the beginning, and then he gets cucked himself later. I'm like, why is he a dick all of a sudden? Like, where did this come from? Like, I
Yeah, that
don't
was one thing that
understand.
bothered me too. Is that kid like? It's like he just couldn't like not be a dick, because even though it's like supposed to be like his best friend, because it's like in the first like iteration of the story, they're like, it's like, oh, like she asked out the friend, and the friend is just like, yeah, I'm just not gonna go,
Yeah, I don't actually
even though
like
he's
her.
like,
I was just
he was like, oh, I like her, and then she asked him out, and then he's like, yeah, I'm just not gonna go, and then like he resets it and makes it so that she asks the main guy out, and then the friend gets all butthurt that he went out with her because he likes her, but yeah, it was just
yeah.
I don't know.
I
I
was
understand what
very
you're saying, but I still found it to be an enjoyable watch, even if it wasn't like I wasn't expecting it to be like top tier like Suzume level or anything. But
no. I just watched it. I was just like, it was over, and I was just like, oh, no resolution, huh? Okay.
that's the thing. I tend to go into a lot of these random movies that I just kind of grab. I just close my eyes and point, and I go into them with no expectations. So a lot of times, like there are a lot of times where I will be like so fucking bored and just not want anything to do with it. But there's also plenty of times where like, I'll find things to like about a lot of the movies. Even if they're not like outrageously good or anything. But I have discovered a lot of gems just by doing the whole shut my eyes and point thing.
Yeah. No, I get that. Fireworks is just one that I've owned that goddamn movie since it came out on Blu-ray like a decade ago, and I bought it because I remember I was with Alex back around like Plymouth, and I bought it, and we was like, yeah, we should watch this, and then we never did, and then it sat on my shelf for like a decade now, and I was finally after you'd mentioned watching, I'm like, fuck, I gotta watch that, so I finally did, and yeah, it was about what I expected.
What else did I watch?
Did I say last week I finished the Ayla Hides Her Feelings in Russian show?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. I must have finished that right before we recorded. Yeah, that one I got done. I watched one other series.
What's that?
So it's another rom-com on Crunchyroll. It was called Shikamori's Not Just a Cutie. It was a good 12er. It was a rom-com that actually beat Horimiya's record.
Really?
Yeah, they were together in episode 1, like before the series even started. And I was like, oh, good. None of that bullshit.
No, they were just already dating.
Yeah, they're already established at the start of the series. I was like, good. Don't need any of that shit for once.
Impressive.
Yeah, Horimiya's made me really realize I'm just tired of the fucking build up shit. Like just get to it already. It's more interesting.
It gets
that way.
old unless it's something like Kaguya-sama, where it's like,
well, yeah, where the gimmick is the whole thing, but they play that up for jokes.
Exactly, like it leans harder into the com rather than the rom.
Yeah, and then you had Kimi ni Todoke, which is the opposite, where I love them, but my god, just fucking they're frustrating.
Yeah.
This one had a kind of fun gimmick though, where the gimmick is like the whole not just a cutie thing is essentially the main guy in the show is like he's like the opposite of like You know that whole anime trope where like the characters are like prone to like they have accidents and they're like considered lucky because it ends up being some pervy thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is like the opposite, where this guy's just like the literal like he's just bad luck incarnate. Where like he'll be just walking down the street, a fucking street sign will fall, like they're just about to crush him. Like this is just his life. Um, like he straight up he can't even leave his house without getting injured. And the whole gimmick is his girlfriend comes off as like super cute, but she's actually like secretly like a tomboy and like tough. So she'll be all like, "You need to watch where you're fucking going. Like, have you getting crushed?" Um, it's just a funny dynamic, and then we meet his like you wonder where it comes from, and then you meet his parents, and his mom is just as bad. Like she is also like accident prone. Like there's a point where her and Shikamori go on like a cooking class, and she's like, "Oh, I'll go grab this knife real quick," and she's running back with the knife and trips and fucking the knife gets thrown through the air. And it's like, oh yeah, this is exactly where I expected this, and of course, it's all played for laughs, but it's a good 12er. It's pretty quick. Um, Nothing spectacular by any means. Like it is very much a one and done watch, and you're good. But I liked it for the most part.
Nice. I forget. Did I mention that I watched Wolf Children last week, or did I watch this week?
I don't remember, so I think potentially it was this week.
Yeah, because it was one that's been on my radar for a while. It's one that I always saw as like um, a higher ranked movie. And I did really enjoy what they were doing with it, because I mean, essentially, kind of what it boils down to is a chick in college ends up somehow like meeting and falling in love with essentially a werewolf, and
Twilight.
and then they end up getting married and having kids. And then when the
But
kids are like really, really little, he dies. So she has to raise two little wolf babies by herself.
I was gonna say, is this just Twilight the anime?
I mean, the joke is there, so. But it was actually really cool how they ended up handling it, and it was a good watch. It's definitely worth it. I also watched a movie called The Colors Within. That one was kind of weird. Like when you like read the description, the premise is interesting. Because like the main character has like a weird thing where like she kind of like sees auras, like she can see people's auras, and like they're kind of like based off of their personalities and stuff. And she ends up joining a band with a couple of kids, but like they all go to like Jesus school in Japan.
Okay.
Which you don't usually see, like you don't usually see Christianity presented in a positive light in anime.
No,
so
you don't.
That was a little weird. That was okay. It wasn't stellar by any means. I watched a movie called Ride Your Wave, which was about this girl who likes to surf, and she ends up like meeting and falling in love with this firefighter who maybe about half hour into the movie he dies, but like starts like haunting her, and she like, but he like only appears in water because he died in the water. So like she's just walking around with this giant blow up like dolphin that she fills with water. So she's like walking around holding hands with a fucking blow up dolphin.
I was gonna say this started out like I'm like this is just a Hallmark movie, and I was like, okay, now this is just some weird fucking like modern film.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It was fun though. I also watched a movie called Lonely Castle in the Mirror. That one was interesting because it was kind of like it's kind of like an otherworldly kind of story where like basically a bunch of these kids get like kind of sucked into the mirror into like a fantasy like castle, and they're like, hey, if you find the key to the secret room, you get a wish granted. But they all just end up kind of just going to the castle and hanging out. but like they all have like a bunch of problems they have to work out throughout the movie, and it's actually really well done how they handle the characters in that one.
Nice.
And then today I watched a movie called Lou Over the Wall, which is another like kind of mermaidy story. Like it wasn't quite like Ponyo, but it was kind of similar to Ponyo, whereas like we have like this like mermaid race essentially, but they like there's like a curse tied to them or whatever. So like them interacting with humans is like a bad thing at first, and then they end up working it out. But that one was really cool visually. Like they did a lot of interesting things with the visual part of it. That one was also very music based because it also revolved around kids forming a band.
Nice.
Yeah, those are the movies I watched this week. Like I said, one a day. Just want to keep boosting those numbers as much as I can. But as long as things go well, this weekend, hopefully, Cindy and I will be watching the Chainsaw Man movie.
Oh, nice.
Because it is available digitally now.
Oh, good. Oh, that'll be fun.
Only to buy or rent, but I rent it. I mean, like like when movies come out right away, like first thing, digitally, usually it's pricey for either option. But at the same time, it's like yeah, I could pay $20 to rent it. But I mean, if I had gone to the theater like I wanted, I would have paid like 4 times that. So
yeah, unless it was like me and Alex's case where they didn't even scan our tickets and we could have just walked right in.
They never scan the tickets. They don't do it in our theater either.
Well, there wasn't even someone there watching. Like there was just a straight up nobody there, and we were just like, we had to get somebody, and they were like, "Nah, it's good." We're just like, okay, whatever you say.
Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna try and do that probably tomorrow night because at this point she's invested. She watched the Chainsaw Man season 1, and I've been wanting to see this movie since it was announced. So
Cindy just saw season 1.
Well, I mean, she finished it like a month or 2 ago, but yeah.
But like fairly recently.
Yeah.
Okay, she'll be fine. Because boy, if you jumping from when season 1 finished to now, you forget just how long ago it was. Because I was like, me and Alex watched that movie, we were like, oh right, all this shit.
Yeah.
And I've been so far into part 2 that I just forgot what of the vibe part 1 was. So
also as a little Christmas gift from me to me, I got myself the stuff I needed to rip Blu-rays.
Oh, nice.
So I don't know if it's just the one I'm like the drive I'm using, or if it's just because Blu-rays have more data in them than DVDs. It's probably the latter, or it could be a combination of both. But it is a slower process.
Yeah, that's expected.
But I mean, to be fair, I don't really have that many Blu-rays anyway, so it's not the biggest deal in the world. But it also gives me a lot more options, so I'm excited about that.
That's cool.
And now when I see you, I can steal Persona 4.
Yeah. That's gonna take a while.
That's okay. Well, I mean, they're only 20-minute episodes, right?
Yes. But there's a lot of data on those discs. So
yeah, but if I'm only taking the episodes themselves, it's not that big a deal. Shouldn't take too long because I mean I noticed with it's mostly like the long like the first one I did was a movie just to test it, and that took a while. But when I'm doing like I did after that I did Hellsing Ultimate because I have that on Blu-ray, and that seemed to go a little bit faster because they were multiple smaller files as opposed to one big file. So I noticed that when they're smaller files as opposed to one big file, it tends to go a little bit faster. So how many discs is it?
I believe it's 2 per part because it came out in 2 parts.
So yeah, 4 discs, yeah, this should be fine. And I've noticed a lot of times with like season sets and stuff like that, there's usually an option to just do it as one big video or to do it in multiple episodes. Um, and I guess it depends on the show whether or not I do it one way or the other. And sometimes it doesn't even give you the option. Sometimes it's just like, no, you just get the one big video. You don't get individual episodes here.
Yeah.
It happens sometimes.
That's good.
But so yeah, 2025.
It was definitely a year.
Certainly was.
Like, I'm not going to say it was all bad, but it also was not all good. It was very much an up and down year.
I mean, it started pretty good for me, and then like as the years started going on, it started getting like worse and worse. But that's just more like, things just keep happening kind of thing,
Yeah. This was just a tiring year. Like from start to finish, it was like it just seemed like the world was constantly just like beating us down. And I was just like, God damn it, I just wanna live. That's all I want.
No, I feel you. So I wanted to look back real quick at all the episodes we've released and maybe talk about some of the ones that we particularly enjoyed doing.
We did put out quite a bit. This was our first full year on the feed. Now that we're
on this feed,
on our own feed, not piggybacking off the GNC feed. How many did we do? So our first episode of this year was actually the first Death Note episode, manga episode.
Was it?
Yep. Yeah, because the previous episode was looking back at 2024. Well, that's fun.
Oh yeah, because our holiday episode back on 2024. Yeah, Death Note. So that would have been the end of our first cycle of the manga series we're currently covering.
Yes, because we had first did Pokemon and then started all the current 3 we're on, and we're just coming up to the ends of definitely Dragon Ball. Death Note is we're in the final stretch of Death Note.
I think for Dragon Ball we have one more. And then for Yu-Gi-Oh! And Death Note, probably 2 more each. Actually, 3 for Death Note because we were going to do the short stories as well.
Yeah, and it's sort of talk about Volume 13. It's funny.
Yeah, I might flip through it a little bit, just, maybe if I find something interesting in the bios. You notice, I don't know if you've actually flipped through it, but they have bios for like every Shinigami that's shown throughout, even like the ones that we only see in like a single scene that are just hanging out in the Shinigami realm, like, hey, what's Ryuk doing?
Yeah.
They'll have like a whole bio for them and be like, oh, this is the rank system of the death gods. Like they actually have ranks. It's like, oh, remember this one guy who was chilling over here? He's ranked number 1. How do they rank them? Who knows? Because apparently none of them actually work.
You remember this obscure background character that you probably forgot about? Well, this is what he does. It's like cool.
Yeah, thanks. We also what was it? It was our 3rd episode of the year. Was when we first started doing our superhero
movies. Yeah.
We did Batman 89. That was one of the ones I enjoyed. I always love going back to that movie. That's a fun movie.
It is a very good movie, even if it's not a good Batman. It was really funny watching it now and being like, holy fuck, he kills people left and right in this movie.
Oh yeah.
Sure. I forgot how brutal Batman is in that movie. I'm like, god damn.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's still an entertaining movie though.
There's definitely more brutal Batman out there, but
there's more brutal Batman, but they also still have the no kill like code, Like Michael Keaton's Batman is like pretty chill, and then he just throws people off buildings, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, all right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
I
some of
love
them
Michael
deserve it.
Keaton's Batman, but holy shit.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, I love Jack Nicholson as the Joker too. It is the thing about the Joker that's always fun is like aside from like Jared Leto, every Joker is super unique and has like a fun like spin on it.
hmm.
I mean, Heath Ledger took it to another level, but I always enjoyed Jack Nicholson's like really dark approach to it.
Yeah. Like I love Jack Nicholson's version because he's like very much like a bootlegging times gangster.
Hmm.
Like
He's also
like an
very
old school
blunt.
gangster. As
Yeah,
opposed to the Suicide Squad's version of gangster Joker.
yeah. Well, less said about Jared Leto, the better. But
Yeah.
like Heath Ledger had the perfect, like crazy, like I still like we'll get to it when we eventually talk about the Dark Knight, but I still can't get over the fact that like the hospital scene was completely ad-libbed.
Yeah.
Um like that was a
Man,
blooper that they kept in and it fucking made it so much more effective.
you know what's wild? I think I'm failing as a stepdad.
Why?
Because fucking Xander, I was talking to Xander the other day, and he was just like, "Oh yeah, I don't think I've actually like watched like beginning to end any Batman movies." I'm like, "Fuck me."
He might
God damn it.
He might just be a Marvel kid. It happens.
He is. He's always leaned more Marvel, but I mean, he still likes DC characters, you know, like um. So I was like, nah. I mean, because I mean, I'm not a Marvel guy either, but I still, you know, I watch Marvel.
See the thing
I like some Marvel heroes, and there are some movies I really really like, but in general, like I'm a DC guy. I always have been.
see the thing about Batman that is compelling is the fact that Batman movies are like really hard for kids to get into at first. Like,
Wasn't for me. This was actually Batman '89 was my first one, and it was one of my earliest memories of Batman, aside from like the animated series, and I fucking loved it.
it it's a really good film. It's just one of those things where it's like I think like Batman in general, like 89 is very borderline. Like it can be both ways. Like imagine like the amount of kids whose first Batman movie was Returns. They just
Yeah,
see Danny DeVito like in the slums, like
I
as
do
the
remember seeing
Penguin.
that as a kid.
That one was considered too dark. That's why when they switched it over to Joel Schumacher, they got so much more fucking upbeat and bright. And
Yeah.
then we got tap dancing ice skates a year later. So, but I mean, because I think about it now, and I'm like, if you're a kid who has very hard time like staying focused on like slower scenes in movies, like one of the reasons why a lot of kids struggle with like the Star Wars prequels. Um, I could see like Batman Begins and like The Dark Knight. There's so many moments in those movies where like they are so well done, but like my God, you're just sitting at the screen like I can imagine a kid being like, when does something cool happen?
Yeah. I think might have had a similar feeling about Batman Begins back in the day, like when it first came out.
It's a slow movie, but it is such a good slow movie.
Because I was very much one of those kids who were like I wanted to see the action scenes. I wanted to see all the crazy shit, And obviously, as I've matured, I've come to appreciate the slower moments of storytelling a lot more.
I mean,
Um,
I was a Flash.
I'm in the minority of people who actually enjoys the ad hoc committee section of the stand.
Yeah, that is a great moment though.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, I had it roughest for superhero movies back in the day because I was a Flash fan, and there wasn't a Flash movie ever. Any live action Flash at that point was hilariously bad, and then when we finally did get a Flash movie, my God, we'll be getting to that next year.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but
Actually, what was the last one we did?
Green Lantern, so Flash would be next.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, we'll come to that when we get to
we'll,
it.
we'll get to it, and then we get to watch some shit Marvel films. It'll be great.
Yeah, no kidding. Another episode we did that I really like the concept of, and I had a lot of fun talking about it, was the episode we did about the anime series that deserved the Brotherhood treatment.
I remember that one. Oh yeah, that logo, the thumbnail I made that was like took like way longer than it should have for something that no one was gonna see because it was one of the post release thumbnails.
Yeah, like it doesn't show up on my podcast app. The picture.
Nah, now you can
Only the
find
recent episodes do.
Yeah, you can find them all. They're all on Apple and Spotify, and they're all on.
YouTube.
I think YouTube updated them. I'm not 100% sure.
I'm
But
pretty sure.
you can find them all on the Superpod network, I believe, so as well.
But that was a really fun discussion. I like that a lot. And that's something we'd have to watch a lot more and read a lot more to really kind of do a follow up on it. But I'd probably have to re-listen to the episode too, just to remember what we talked about.
Realistically, next year I'm planning on reading more manga. Like I really want to. I'm animate out next year. It's not going to be nearly as insane as it was this year.
No, I'm right with you. I'll be watching whatever ongoings catch my eye, and my one like big project is Black Clover. But aside from that, I'm not taking it super seriously.
Yeah, I got JoJo's next year. Like that'll be my big thing, but
also whatever my assignment ends up being.
All of One Piece. No, case closed. All of case closed. Have fun.
No, I was gonna say I already watched One Piece.
Yeah, that's Slade's homework, which he won't do because he didn't do his homework this year either.
Yeah, not yet. At least, I mean he's got a week.
I don't see that happening, but anyways,
I mean it's possible he already did for all I know because
I haven't seen it on any lists. So,
oh, fair. We got to come up with a penalty. He has to watch like some garbage show.
Yeah, we get to pick him though. Yeah, but knowing him, he's seen it already.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. We also released the final of the pilots this year. Got those all out of the way.
Yeah, all the remaining pilots we put out.
It's so funny going back to those and being like, wow, like you could tell these were like 2 years prior to the show.
Were there any movies that we covered this past year that you want to shout out specifically?
I'm trying to see. Like we did like a bunch of superhero stuff.
We did a few more live action anime ones, like we did the Bleach movie. Obviously, we did Dragon Ball Evolution.
Yes.
We did the two Kenshin, like Kenshin 2 and 3.
Yep, we did Kenshin 2 and 3. We did Suzume. Oh god, I forgot we did it. We legit did an episode called Just Chatting About Life. That must have been a filler episode.
I'm pretty sure it was. Oh, we've done a few of those. But I also like those episodes because it's no, we can just kind of the conversation go where it will and not have to worry about, let's get back on track, Because see, I have a weird thing where I like having the freedom to just kind of talk, kind of like how Slade does it on his show, or like Aaron and Jerry over on theirs. But I also feel like I thrive with these kinds of with like a more structured show, like just as a comparison, like I did 2 guests on other shows this year, aside from GNC shows. I was on Driveway Beers and I was on Gaming Together, and I feel like I had, huh?
Said R.I.P.
Oh, are they not doing the show anymore?
Who knows?
Oh,
so Nave's kind of busy, so
fair.
I hope it comes back, but it's been a while.
Well, and I feel like I didn't have as much to contribute on Driveway Beers. And I feel like part of that is just because of the free-flowing nature of that kind of show. Where if the conversation just happens to turn to an area where I don't know much about, I don't really have much to say. Whereas with Gaming Together is a much more structured show. Like he sent me a spreadsheet of like this is like the kind of way that we're gonna like handle tackling the game, and that actually worked out really well for me because it helped me kind of work out the points that I wanted to hit ahead of time. So it's one of those things where like I like the free flowing conversation thing, but I feel like I'm better at getting my point across and my opinion straight when there's a structure to it. You know?
Yeah, that is true.
Plus,
yeah,
I have scatterbrain, so
yeah, we had a few. We started a few sub series that we haven't continued on yet. I noticed like we did start Trek Talk, which I know we want
I
to
was
do
thinking
more of,
about that.
but that's like a scheduling nightmare. So that's kind of been the problem with getting more of those.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's just because Thrax got his situation, and then getting Cindy on for any episodes is always difficult with scheduling, just because it has to be a time where we don't have any kids and we're free. Because there's a lot of times where like we could have had her on for an episode, but like either she's just overwhelmed from the craziness of the week, or she has plans with somebody else, or she wants to get chores done, or whatever the reason. Like it's hard to get her on for episodes like that. I was happy we were able to get her on for Suzume and Life of Chuck. Like those are ones I definitely wanted her to be a part of.
True, and we'll do K-pop at some point next year.
Probably. I like to say sooner rather than later. We'll see how things go after the holidays.
It's funny because I have that thumbnail made. I just have to add the number to it.
Mm-hmm.
But we also did Toriyama month again. That was fun.
Yes.
We got a bit more experimental with it this year.
We did, and maybe next year we'll actually cover something that he directly worked on.
Yeah.
Because so far, everything we've covered has just been like a branch off of something that he worked on.
Yeah.
The only exception, I think, being we briefly talked about the Go-Go Ackman manga.
Yeah. And I mean, he's kind of involved with Dragon Ball Super manga. Kind of.
Yeah, but he wasn't actually pumping out chapters for that. Like he was basically just coming up with bullet points and saying
have fun.
Bullet points and character designs and saying, do what you will.
What, you're telling me he wasn't involved with Light of Hope?
No, but there was some very knowledgeable fellas who were involved with that.
Oh yeah, Dragon Quest Your Story. What a fucking film.
I still don't think it's as bad as a lot of people say it is.
I don't think it's bad. That ending though, like what the fuck?
Like I understand the desire for a straightforward adaptation, because we've seen situations where we get straightforward adaptations, then we'd also get like, oh, we're just gonna kind of wing it with this one. One that comes to mind is like Pokemon Origins. Like that is a very straightforward, like this is Pokemon Red. That's the story. The only thing they did was they threw in Mega Evolution at the end, and that was it. That's the only change they made to it. And that was actually fucking awesome. Because who didn't want to see Black Charizard in fucking Pokemon Red? In fact, that was a rumor for a long time, wasn't it? The Black Charizard in the original Pokemon games.
Yeah, that was actually a dragon type.
Yeah. But with the thing they did at the end of Dragon Quest Your Story, how they made it like a meta, like I'm in a video game kind of thing. I personally, I think I mentioned this on the episode. I personally feel like it adds extra. It kind of hits you in the feels even harder than it would have if it was just, yeah, we did the thing and now this movie's over. It was like, yeah, we did the thing and the whole life that I lived is just gonna end, and I'm gonna go back to my 9 to 5.
It's too fucking real, man. Like I was like,
yeah.
Damn it. I'm like, I don't like this.
It was just like a double wham. It was like, oh shit, my wife and kid don't exist.
Yeah, all that shit. And then it got sad because he's like, I want to go back, and I'm like this is
I gotta go back.
Yeah, Yeah, that was
But
an
like,
experience.
but in a lot of ways, I personally totally understood what they were going for. It was a love letter to JRPGs and JRPG fans, and it was trying to capture um, the kind of like joyful emptiness of finishing a game that you absolutely adored.
Mm.
You know, because you know whenever you finish like a really really good game or like a really really good book that you just like were totally absorbed in and you loved every second of it, all the characters fucking hit, and you finish it and you're like, well, fuck, what do I do now? You know, and I feel like the movie captured that aspect really well.
Yeah, no, I feel that. It was such a. I think I watched it. It was a bad month when we did that, so I was just kind of like,
Hmm.
"This is too real."
Fair.
We also did finally got the Stand episode done. That
I
was
know. I
like
was so happy about that.
that was years in the making, and it finally took me just downloading it on fucking Amazon, just watching it in one fucking night. That was a
Damn.
fucking that was a mistake. Well, no, it wasn't a mistake because honestly, I if I watching it in sittings, I wouldn't have got the whole effect. But
Yeah.
that is a
It
crazy
is.
story.
It is one of those. Yeah, that you as hard as it is to actually sit down and watch 6 hours of television all at once, it is an incredible adaptation, especially for like the 90s. Like 90, I don't know what 90s miniseries just hit different. I love 90s miniseries.
Well, the thing about it was like it flows so well to the point where like you don't even realize you're not even halfway through it, and then like you look at the time, you're like, holy shit, like where did the time go? And I'm so compelled.
Yeah. And like so many of the actors just nailed the characters.
Oh yeah, like Gary Sinise fucking steals the show in that movie. That and
Yeah. And
the guy that plays what's his name, the villain.
oh Randall Flagg.
Yeah, he just
Um
chews the scenery the entire movie.
oh, fuck, I know his name, but I can't remember what it was. I remember because I
Oh yeah, and
Jamie
Patrick.
something. Jamie Sheridan. Jamie
Yep,
Sheridan.
and Patrick was there. How can we forget
Yep,
Patrick?
Patrick was there. Good old Patrick Starr. Um, also the neighbor dad in Honey I Shrunk the Kids was there.
Yeah,
That was weird. And Kathy Bates made an appearance.
yeah.
It was brief, but it was there.
And Stephen King was happy about the alcohol.
Yes, he was very very happy about the beer. Um, as we all are. Um, but no, I was really happy we finally got around to that. We did 3 Stephen King adaptations this year.
We did. That was the
Um,
only one that was planned. The other two kind of were just like they came up later in the year.
Yeah, but I feel like the 3 that we did were all really good ones. And
Yeah,
and
the Stand
spoilers.
was probably the most well known, but the other two seemed to be like his more recent cult hits.
Yeah, for sure. And spoilers when we get around to when we're finished working our way through like the bad superhero movies. Last time we were like, oh, we're gonna do like a non-affiliate kind of one for the last one for like the 5th before we recycle. Um, I'm kind of feeling doing the Dark Tower movie for that one. It's not technically superhero, but he's superhero like.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, just remind me when we get there, because we got
I
one more DC and 2 Marvels that we gotta watch.
Yes, yes, we do. But yeah, The Stand is great. Anyone who hasn't seen it, seek it out. It's not even if you have to buy it digitally on fucking Fandango at home or whatever the fuck it's called now. It's like what $5 for the whole show,
Something like that. It's 4
and it's super
episodes.
worth it. Yeah, it's super worth it. It's 4 episodes, an hour and a half each. You know,
Hmm.
it's not bad at all. Um,
What else did
let's
we
see.
do this year?
We did
Same
Narnia.
Narnia. We did. That was a fun revisit, all things considered.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure at some point we'll hit the other 2 movies. I don't know if you want to cover the Netflix series when it comes out.
Maybe. maybe next year because I'll actually have time to watch stuff that's not anime.
Because I'm super excited about it, if for no other reason than they're starting with the Magician's Nephew,
Hmm,
and
that is true.
I'm like, for no other reason, or if for no other reason, I'm excited because they're tackling it in the order that the author wants people to tackle it,
Hmm.
which we've yet to see. Like, we've never seen an adaptation of Magician's Nephew or The Horse and His Boy, and I like those ones a lot. Those are very, very good.
We also, speaking of movies we watched this year, we did another one-off, but we probably will do more of in the future. We did a film swap.
Yeah, I do want to do more of those. I have a bunch in my head for ones I'd like to do in the future. Um,
Just I just want to see more random ass pairings of stupid shit. Like
Especially older movies. Like I'd love to throw in like a bunch more like 80s and 90s movies. I watched a lot of those as a kid.
we need more like dumb action movies. Like I want to do Days of Thunder one of these days.
That'd be cool.
It's just
That'd be
Top
cool.
Gun with cars.
um,
Um, oh, one of my favorites we did this year. It was a collab, the Earthbound episode.
yes. Oh yeah, yeah. We had some guests, some new guests on this year. Not
Yeah, we
not
had
super, not a super lot, but we did.
old boss man himself on for Earthbound. That was fun. Um, Wacky as hell episode, like wacky as hell game. In all honesty,
Yeah, yeah. That was a fun episode. I like that one.
that was the
We
only
had we
major
had Jerry on for the Go Go Ack Man
we
episode.
did. We had to talk about the lady.
We
all
did.
all
We did.
all forms of her media.
Yeah. Um,
That was the only our big RPG you finished all year, right?
Earthbound.
Well, that we did an
Um,
episode on.
that we did an episode on. Yeah. I did play a few other RPGs this year. Um, I was eventually going to move into like games and stuff that I played the year because I actually played quite a few games this year.
I did
For
not.
me at least.
I played barely any games this year that weren't
Well,
for
I mean,
content.
I was going to say you played plenty of 3DO.
I sure did. I sure did. Um, you want to know about that? There's a podcast for you, but that's another place. Um, I played a Call of Duty game this year. Never thought I'd do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Right.
You can also hear about that on a podcast. Every game I played this year was for content. God damn it.
Oh yeah. Didn't you guys start the 3DO this year?
Oh yeah, we did start doing 3D outs this year. Um, and the best one we did was the Sonic one because of course it was.
The only one I haven't listened to yet because I haven't played those games yet, but I
Uh,
will.
that episode, that episode is almost 4 hours long and it is fucking chaos and it is
I will. I have
amazing.
those games on my little game thing, so at some point I will get around to playing them, and then I'll listen to the episode.
Get ready for some jank. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Um, Another big one we did this year. Well, we did a couple of them, but we did Inuyasha.
Yeah, those are our highest performing episodes because apparently Inuyasha fans are psychos. um,
Well, I think it's a similar phenomenon with how consistent 3DO's growth has been, where and I
yeah,
don't hold me to this because I haven't like actually researched it, but I feel like there's not really a whole lot of attention put on Inuyasha when it comes to podcasting. Like there might be like the occasional episode like what we did, but there's no like Inuyasha podcasts that I'm aware of. Um,
I'm actually like curious about this now.
so I mean there might be one or two, but there's always one or two of any given series, whether or not
Watch
they
along,
continue
yeah,
all the way
watch along
through.
pods and stuff.
Um, but I feel like it's one of those series that's kind of like in the background a little bit. So
Well, it
there's
had its
probably
time
not a
and
whole lot
then
going on.
it kind of vanished, and then they tried to bring it back, and then that failed miserably. Um,
Yeah. So I think it's one of those things where It's one of those things where, like, because there's not that much out there for it, like when people type in like Inuyasha podcast, like the episode's going to come up more consistently than if somebody wrote like Dragon Ball podcast, you know?
True. Yeah, there is no Inuyasha podcast. That's
well, you got your next idea, Bill. It's your fourth podcast right there.
I couldn't by myself. I could not handle an Inuyasha podcast. That'd be so many episodes of just like they yelled at each other for most of the episode. There was some sort of brief thing, and then yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll just do like an episode or two a week, you know?
Yeah.
Plow through it.
I've been toying with doing a watch along podcast, but those are a lot of work.
Well, I mean that's kind of what we were doing with our segments.
Yeah, that's a bit more tame though. Because like watch along podcast, you have to dedicate like full episodes to that stuff, and a lot more note taking and detail goes into it, and it could be fun, but I have too much on my plate right now.
Yeah. But yeah, you mentioned earlier we did our nostalgic film swap, the only one we've done so far. But I personally really enjoyed that one, especially because of, like the contrast between the two movies we chose.
Yeah. Guess which one was the darker movie?
Yeah, right.
You may be surprised.
Yeah. Severely. God. I don't know. I know that movie didn't like do well. It probably has a cult following, but like I love that movie because by the end, you never get any confirmation whether or not she's crazy. Like it could all be real, but she might just be nuts.
No, she totally is. There's a robot named TikTok. That shit rots your brain.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah, that was fun though.
With wings.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh god, I forgot about that. What the fuck was that?
And also the really disturbing rock monster with the ruby slippers on.
Or the fucking lady that takes her fucking head off.
Yeah.
It.
She's got a collection of heads in like display cabinets. Yeah, that movie's bizarre.
So we were talking about the superhero movies as well, and like how we did Batman. We also covered Superman 78, which that was a
fantastic
good movie. Like best Superman movie until the most recent one came out, in my opinion. We still got to cover that at some point too.
Yeah, we'll get around it. I think maybe the next cycle through we'll do like more modern. Like we could do like how it like the first one we did like the old Batman and the old Superman. The next one we'll do like the Batman and the new Superman.
Yeah, that could actually be fun. We also did Spider-Man 2002, another movie that has aged incredibly well.
One that I believe is like, see, for both of the Marvel, because we did Spider-Man and we did the first X-Men movie.
Yes.
And I feel like those two movies kind of became the standard, like the standard outlines for what modern superhero movies have become.
At least on the Marvel side. DC still likes to do their own shit.
Well, I mean more along the lines of like story structure and like pacing and stuff like that. Because like, and general tone, because X-Men went kind of the darker route and Spider-Man was more like the lighthearted, like,
what's funny though?
Saving kittens out of trees kind of movie.
What's funny though is like those movies are dark and they have comedic moments, but it's not like the thing that I'm tired of the cinematic universe doing, where it's like a joke every 5 seconds, and I'm like, guys, subtlety.
Yeah.
Because I've noticed that in a lot of the more recent Marvel movies, I'm like, guys, not every fucking line has to be a joke.
It also depends on how it's delivered too. Like a lot of like the like Captain America, Iron Man banter is generally pretty like kind of like under the radar kind of humor.
See, because that's well done though.
You got the the shit talker and the straight laced guy. You know, you got like kind of like back and forth.
I'm thinking more of like the scenes where it's like this moment where like they should really just let it be silent to like build in the moment, and they're just making a joke. I'm like, that wasn't needed. We didn't need the joke there. You could have let the moment speak for itself.
Mm-hmm.
That is something admittedly DC handles a lot better. Like one thing I loved about the new Superman was it had humor, but it was so much better paced. It actually reminded me of early Marvel movies. Like James Gunn did it, of course. Makes sense. Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did Spider-Man though. That movie, it's like not an accurate interpretation of Spider-Man at all, but I still think it's like my favorite Spider-Man ever, like movie-wise.
I mean, if you're just talking about like that version of Spider-Man, yeah, absolutely. I feel like there's definitely an argument to be made for Spider-Man 2 being the better movie, but
I meant the Toby, not the actual film itself.
Gotcha. That
Spider-Man
particular
2
Spider-Man world.
Yeah, so, I mean, Spider-Man 2 is still, I think, arguably one of the best superhero movies ever made.
For sure.
Which is going to be interesting when we do eventually get circled back to that movie. Because I haven't seen that movie in like over a decade. I'm curious how well it still holds up.
I have watched a lot of the Spider-Man movies. I mean, it was like a couple years ago, but somewhat recently, because they're right around the time we took Xander to Universal. He was getting really, really into Spider-Man. We watched a lot of he watched like pretty much every Spider-Man movie during that time. So a lot of times I would just sit and watch it with him or whatever. So like I wasn't necessarily like watching them all the way through, but I was catching bits and pieces and stuff, and I still say it holds up.
X-Men 2 was that held up surprisingly well as well. Despite it being, in hindsight, such a weird adaptation of X-Men.
I think or are you saying like X-Men as well, or the second X-Men movie?
I just mean X-Men in general. Compared to like, if they had done an X-Men movie now, like when they eventually do the new X-Men movie, it's going to be so interesting seeing what the current take is compared to the original.
Yeah, I was going to say they're definitely making one. So I don't know if it's probably going to be after Doomsday.
Probably. It's still going to be so weird not seeing Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
Yeah, I mean, don't hold your breath, because he said he wasn't coming back like 3 times already, and he kept coming back. So
yeah, but he's so old now. It's getting hard to do this convincingly.
That's okay. He doesn't have to be young. It's fine.
That was funny watching the 2000, like the original movie, though, and being like, "Oh my god, he was a baby."
Yeah, for real though, it's wild, because I literally had that moment too, like when we went to go see Deadpool and Wolverine in theaters, and like I had this image in my head, like, yeah, that's what Hugh Jackman's always looked like. That's Wolverine. But I only thought that because I saw that first X-Men movie when I was a baby. So
yeah, and then you grow
so
up.
So him at 25 looked like fucking 60 to me.
Yeah, it's like when you're a kid and you watch like a Nickelodeon fucking like one of Nickelodeon's teen sitcoms, and you're like, damn, those are adult women. And then you watch it now and you go, no, they weren't.
Yeah, that is a child.
Like, it's amazing how the brain works. Sometimes, like when you're a kid, you're like, they're bigger than me, so they're adults. And then you grow up and you're like, no, not how that works.
But no, it's one of those funny things. Like, yeah, we literally went to go see Deadpool and Wolverine. I was like, yeah, that's what he looks like. And then like I got home, I was like, I want to rewatch all the X-Men movies. And I put on the first one. I was like, oh my god, they're all so young.
He's a child.
They're all children. Look at Patrick Stewart. He's a child, even though he's 60.
He's a child, even though he's been like old forever.
he pretty much like hit like age 25, and then just stayed that way until he was like 70.
You know what's amazing though? Like he did that movie and he was having such a great time, and the whole time I'm thinking like he still hasn't done Star Trek Nemesis yet. Like he hasn't had his willingness of his love for Star Trek murdered yet.
Well, that's okay, because That was his last foray in Star Trek for a long time, and then he was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna be Professor X for a while."
And then he came back to Star Trek, and he was a bitter old man.
He wasn't because there were definitely points throughout Picard where like he was definitely having fun.
Yeah, no,
Like
Picard is
the one part where he dressed up like a space pirate. It was like
yeah,
literally playing the role. It was hilarious.
but Picard is the most fucking like all over the place Star Trek series, modern Star Trek series. Because like it has such good moments and it has such shit moments, and you're just like, it's like guys, pick what you want to do.
Yeah, I mean, I got what they were going for with it, and I enjoyed it for that. I still prefer the old school structure for Star Trek, where like yeah, we can have like an overarching plot like with DS9 or Voyager, but like at the end of the day, I think Star Trek is at its best when it's episodic.
Ironically, it's funny. Out of all the modern Star Treks, the two that everyone loved the most were the two animated ones.
Yeah, this is true. Although
Both of which,
I feel like Prodigy didn't get as much love as it deserved.
well, Prodigy got channel hopped really early, and then it just fizzled out. Um, and they hyped up Lower Decks more than anything.
And even that didn't last as long as it should have.
Well, no, because we can't have nice things at Paramount.
Nope. Nope, we get
They're,
Section 31 instead.
yeah, and they're still trying to buy fucking Warner Brothers.
Yeah, so and apparently we're finally getting that Starfleet Academy show.
Cool.
But I'm
I'm
kind
just
of
like
like not very enthused about it.
I modern Star Trek. Like I've just been like, sure, do what you're gonna do. I guess I'll watch Lower Decks and pretend that's just what modern Star Trek is at this point.
No, I'll just be like, yeah, modern Star Trek, like the Orville. That's good.
Yeah,
I like that
yeah,
one.
yeah. Modern Star Trek, like Lost First Contact. That's modern, right?
Yeah. No good. Um,
Uh oh yeah, we watched Sky High. What a dumb
we
movie.
did.
What a dumb
Yeah,
movie.
it did not age very well. I mean, it
I
was
went in.
entertaining, but
I
it's not a good movie.
I went into that goddamn film being like, I remember loving this as a kid. I watched it, I'm like, this is fucking stupid. Like,
Yeah.
like, oh my god. Like, I was like so disappointed by that.
Yeah.
We also watched the Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah, the original one. Yeah, that was a solid watch. It's one of those ones like I don't know. It's kind of hard to hate on any martial arts movie, like regardless
Well,
of whether it's
you
based
could
on anything or whatever.
you could hate on Mortal Kombat the second one. Because holy shit.
I'm not 100% sure if I've actually seen that one.
Probably haven't, and it's bad. It's so bad in the point where it's almost amazing how bad it is compared to the first one.
Is there at least over the top martial arts fights?
Well, yeah, because what they did the classic, the director left. Get the special effects stunt coordinator. He can direct.
Well, I mean,
You can imagine how that went.
yeah. Well, at some point I'll watch it.
We'll
Maybe for
cover it
this.
for the show at some point because I do want to cover the new ones too.
Yeah, for sure.
Because
Especially because the second one's coming out soon.
and they're making a Street Fighter movie, a new one.
Oh,
They
interesting.
announced this at the Game Awards, and then they were shit talking Mortal Kombat. And I'm like, you guys, no, don't shit talk Mortal Kombat. You guys don't have a right to talk.
Yeah.
They've at least
True.
they've had at least like semi-competent films. Like Street Fighter's had one movie and you don't watch it because it's good. You watch it because it's amazing or how bad it is.
Yeah, I was gonna say Mortal Kombat's had three live action movies so far, and two of them are
which
fun to
good.
watch.
Yeah. Street Fighter's had one live action and one animated movie, and the animated movie is the good one. So that tells you something there.
Yeah.
And the animated movie isn't even that compelling. It's just a fighting scene. It's mostly. Actually, I have to watch that because I could actually count that for my list if I watch that before next week because it's an anime. Keep that in mind.
Well, the animated what?
There's an animated Street Fighter 2 movie that's an anime.
Is there where can I watch that?
I don't think it's on streaming. It was a Distork movie.
Balls.
I can look that up though.
Oh well. Yeah, we did our spooky film month for Halloween.
We did, and that went very well.
But it was also the stretch. Pretty much started our stretch up until this episode where we're almost exclusively doing episodes about holiday themed things. Because from the start of Spooky Month through I think there was only one episode we recorded that wasn't specifically a holiday movie or holiday something. Because we did the 4 spooky months, and then wait a minute. Oh, I guess Thanksgiving did happen that fast. That's weird. Oh yeah, because our last spooky month was in the beginning of November. That's why. That's right. Yeah, then we had the Darker Than Black supercut. Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, we had the supercut, and then the last Dragon Ball Super review that we did, and then it went Life of Chuck, which is our Thanksgiving episode, and then all the Christmas episodes. So like we literally had 2 episodes for the beginning of October through the end of the year that weren't specifically based on a holiday.
Yeah. So apparently
we might have to fine tune that one for next year.
Yeah. Well, Thanksgiving, it also just lined up really weird the way we had planned everything.
Yeah.
Well, we did kind of fuck up when we did because of how, technically we got the entire thing got screwed up because of how our 100th episode it landed.
Yeah.
Because that caused all the spooky month to be offset slightly.
And we also just happened to finish up the Darker Than Black coverage and release the supercut right during that little section where we would have had other episodes that weren't specifically holiday. Just kind of ended up that way.
Yes.
But I really enjoyed our time with Spooky Month. I think for that particular thing, I like the idea of doing that every year, like the 4 episodes, like 4 movies. Or maybe for something we fine tune a little bit, maybe we could get a series in.
If you have Prime, it's on Prime dubbed.
Ooh, I might watch that next week then.
But yeah, spooky month was fun though because we picked 4 fucking movies and they were all fucking very unique.
Yeah, for sure. And I have a lot of ideas for future ones. There's a lot of movies I'd like to do.
You know what's funny though? Like
possibly miniseries, possibly maybe even if we could work out the timing of it, maybe even do like a segment for like a single season kind of show. Like I still really want to do Haunting of Hill House at some point.
You know what's funny though about all the spooky movies we covered?
What was that?
None of them were like traditional horror. They were all like different subgenres of horror.
Yeah. Not a single slasher among them.
Like we had, yeah, I know. We didn't have a cheesy, like shitty slasher anywhere.
I feel like that's almost a crime.
Well, because we went with psychological, we went with 2 psychological movies, a body horror, and then Dr. Sleep.
Which was like its own monster.
Which was arguably the most compelling film of the 4, just in terms of narrative.
Well, there was some serious themes it was going with. You know, it was dealing with like alcoholism and generational trauma and all sorts of different factors.
Well, because like the Cube had a narrative, but it was more of just kind of like this is the plot now, just to watch the insanity happen.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect Blue is just straight up insanity to begin with. Like you're still trying to put that one together.
Yeah, I kind of feel the way about Perfect Blue the way you feel about Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it was a good watch, and I understand why it's so critically acclaimed.
But what
But
the fuck?
what the fuck? Exactly.
And then you've watched some of his other work, and you're like, okay, I get it. What the
Yep.
fuck?
This is just how his mind works. I see.
Christmas.
And,
But what the fuck? Like,
and as of now, there's only one of his works that I have yet to see. So I'll have to try and figure that one out next year.
yeah. Or you can rip the DVD Blu-ray when you come visit eventually.
Oh, so yes, that's possible.
Um, yeah, and then The Fly was a movie that had an interesting narrative, but it really only takes place in like 3 rooms when you really look at it.
Yeah. I mean, the cube took place in like a single room, technically. Because I'm pretty sure they were just using
True,
the same room over and over again.
true. But that movie also had like half the budget. Um,
Not even.
which is saying something too, because The Fly didn't have a particularly high budget either. But
What was the
I think
fly's
the
budget?
um, I mean, it was a Cronenberg film, so he was like a master of lower budgets. 1 second.
Because if memory serves, the cube only had like a what $200,000 budget.
Yeah, the Cube was like hilariously low budget, like to the point where all the special effects were done for free because the people did it as like a favor because they really liked the idea.
You know what's funny too was we've watched a couple of Mike Flanagan films this year, Doctor Sleep being one of them, and his first film release was a movie called Absentia that he wrote, and that movie was actually, I forget, it was either a GoFundMe or a Kickstarter, kind of like it was all like donation based. I think the budget for that movie was only like $80,000,
Hmm.
and he
Yeah,
did really well with it.
the budget for The Fly was somewhere between 9 to 15 million, which
Okay,
nowadays is nothing, but back then was probably pretty moderate.
yeah. Um, but yeah, Cube I think was 250,000, which is like literally like even in the '90s, that's like a nothing budget for a movie.
Yeah, Doctor Sleep had the biggest budget out of all those movies.
Well, by that point, he was pretty well established as a writer director, and
Yeah,
I feel like you don't get the okay for a Stephen King movie unless you get a decent budget,
yeah,
especially nowadays.
no, that's fair.
Um,
And then, oh yeah, we kind of glazed over them, but we did the 2 supercuts in the long running series. Those were kind of good learning experiences.
yeah, moving forward, I think we'll be able to handle that a little bit better. Definitely go for shorter shows.
Yeah, because
Dragon Ball Daima made a little bit more sense just because A, we already knew from the start it was only going to be 20 episodes, and B, that was like we were kind of watching it as it was coming out.
then also like half the episodes early on were like Goku punched somebody. Moving on.
Yeah,
um,
Darker Than Black was a lot more nuanced. Like it
Darker
wasn't.
Than Black, there was a lot of shit crammed into those episodes. When I did the supercut and it like my computer was like dying trying to render all of that, and then it failed to upload 3 times. I'm like, okay, maybe next time we'll either cut this up or we'll tame it back a little because that was a lot.
Yeah, for
Shout
sure.
out to the 10 people that listen to that whole thing.
Yeah, maybe when we get around to doing Hell House, we could do that as a segment situation and then have a supercut afterwards. Um, Either that or maybe one year for Spooky Month we'll just cover the show exclusively and just do like a couple episodes a week or something. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see. Um, yeah, and then I guess to wrap up the year, we did our Thanksgiving special, which was we just watched The Life of Chuck, which was a good movie.
It's a fantastic movie. One of my favorite movies of all time. It kind of just solidified its spot, and I don't even think it's recency bias because I was just as moved by it watching it with you and Cindy as I was when we saw it in theaters.
Very compelling narrative. Very compelling. Also, it's a backwards film, and backwards films are always mind trippy.
Yeah, for sure. But it's done so fucking well. Like, it's the point where you don't even know what you're watching until you hit that like half hour, 40-minute mark.
Well, especially because that middle segment, which is the funnest part of the movie, is also like so short and so like not even like the same wavelength as the other two very heavy segments on both other sides.
That's life, though. That's
I
just
know.
life. It's
I
all
know.
about those little shining moments in between tragedy and death.
Well, especially because you get the line too, like during that happy segment where it's like, Chuck has a terminal illness. And I'm just like, oh,
He has 9 months to
nice.
live, but he doesn't know it yet.
Yeah. And then there's the subtle moment where he's like grabbing his head, and you're like, oh no, this is sad.
Context.
He smashed
But
his
yeah, that
hand
was
on a fence
yeah.
when you thought he was gonna get a fight with the girl's boyfriend, and then it's like, nah, he just fucking whacked a fence because child.
Yeah, it's about right. But no, it was a God. I fucking love that movie. It's so
It
good.
was good. Still can't believe
Um,
that was Mark fucking Hamill. I did not realize that was Mark Hamill at first.
yeah, he's getting old. He's getting
Yeah,
old.
he is. And he'll never play the Joker again, unfortunately.
No, but I mean, we got plenty of him as the Joker. So
Yeah. Well, I do respect the reason why he won't. He won't do it
mm,
because Kevin Conroy's not around anymore,
mm,
and he can't do it without Kevin Conroy.
that's his Batman, which
They're a pair.
totally respectable.
They that's an entire generation's Batman and Joker. So
That's what when I think Batman and Joker, that's what I think. I think Batman the Animated Series,
yep,
Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill,
yeah. I
the
mean,
dynamic duo.
there was like a number of projects that Mark Hamill wouldn't have done until he found out Kevin was doing it, and he was like, "Oh, Kevin's doing it. All right, I'm in."
It was funny too. Is Xander and I actually watched the Batman the Animated Series Christmas special the other night
That's
with
a good one.
for the Joker.
He is so fucking good in that show. Like
Yeah,
they were so on. Well, have you heard the story about why Kevin Conroy was such a good Batman?
I'm not sure.
Well, we didn't find out till like his much later years, but he was a closeted gay man like his entire life,
Oh,
and he
okay.
that was how he did was able to do like the dual personalities of Batman and Bruce Wayne so well because he was basically projecting himself into the character, the whole hiding
Mhm.
thing. And I read that I was like, that is so fucking compelling, and it's like it makes so much sense.
Oh, I didn't even know.
No, he didn't come out until like really late in his life.
Hmm.
But by then, no one would have cared. Like it wasn't a big deal by then. So it was like he was able to
Yeah,
be himself, and it was nice.
makes sense.
It was just a thing I read. I was like, wow, like it makes so much sense.
Hmm. Um, but yeah, I mean, we could go into like the ones we've done this month, but I mean, we just did them, so never much of a
Christmas,
point.
we
Yeah,
watch
Christmas.
sitcoms.
Yeah, let's not get into that. I'm Christmased out, and I still got 2 more weeks of it. So
I'm Christmased out, and we haven't even got there yet.
yeah, exactly.
Dude, I'm gonna play nothing but Trans Siberian Orchestra next week just to be that guy.
Oh, jeez. So I know you're mostly playing 3DO games and like other content related
Well,
games, but were any games you played this year that stood out in particular?
uh, stood out in a good way, or stood out because oh boy. Um,
I mean, preferably good, but I mean, if you want to talk some shit, go for it.
let me look at my 3DO list. Like, what do we play this year that was interesting? uh, I mean, the Army Men Sarge's Heroes like two-parter I did with me interacted with Remember 64. That was surprisingly fun,
Mhm.
especially considering those games are kind of mediocre, but like in a fun way. I did find some enjoyment there. Oh, Crime Patrol, like Crime Patrol, that was fucking amazing.
Oh yeah, that was one you did recently, right?
Say no to drugs. Such a dumb fucking game, but I love it. Um, I played a lot of Peak this year. That's that weird like climb the mountain game that you play with friends online.
Okay.
Me and Thrak and a bunch of other friends played in a server, but we were playing a modded version of the game that had like you're only supposed to have 4 players in a map, but we had like 12. And it was chaos. Like I died upon respawn at one point and was just dead an entire match. I also played with Aaron. I played with Aaron and Nave at one point too, and me and Aaron were just throwing seashells at each other the whole time. Good stuff like that. I did not play a lot of games though, just because this year has been so anime heavy.
Yeah, I feel you.
I did complete 3 mangas this year though.
Very nice.
Like I finished Kaguya-sama finally. I finished Kimi ni Todoke all the way through, and I finished Don't Play With Me, Miss Nagatoro, because that fully came out this year.
All rom-coms.
Yeah, Kimi ni Todoke is not so heavy on the com part, but
yeah.
I mean,
at the beginning it kind of is.
True. I mean, I've read most of Komi this year too. There's 1 volume left that comes out next year. I started reading Fragrant Flower because now I just want to read the manga. Like, I don't know what happens next. God damn it! There's no season 2 confirmed, so it's Netflix. There's no guarantee we're gonna get one.
There's also all the Super Yu-Gi-Oh and Death Note you've read this year.
Yeah, it's weird that I don't count that the same way, just because it's kind of like that's been like publicized technically.
Yeah. Yeah, I've read a number of mangas as well this year.
Well, it's funny because I'll be like picking ones to read, and I'll consider it, and then I'll be like, no, I want to do this for the show, so I'll like put it to the side. I'm like later.
Oh, related question. When does the last volume of Solo Leveling come out?
There's 2 more.
I thought that was 14. There's 15?
There's 15.
Oh, shit.
So 14 got delayed. It was originally supposed to be this upcoming Tuesday, but now it's the 30th. So the end of the month, and then 15 is some point next year.
Gotcha.
It's basically
I've read through volume 11, or no. I apparently didn't update this because I read up through the most recent. Was the most recent one 13?
Yeah, the one where did you see the mind fuck at the end?
Oh yeah, where he did the whole like reset thing.
Yeah. But he's still OP.
Yeah, because he just carried over. He's just like he new game plus that shit.
From what I've read, the last 2 volumes are all like little mini like snippets, like mini chapters that lead up to the sequel series. So it's mostly just
interesting way of doing that.
Apparently the next 2 volumes are mostly just a whole bunch of like, this is what the new world looks like, and this is leading up to our new story.
Gotcha. But yeah, I read all of that. That's currently out, at least.
Same.
I read all the up to the current Zom 100 manga.
I forgot about Zom 100.
And
another series I've wanted a second season that probably isn't going to happen.
Well, never say never, man. Dorohedoro is getting a second season, so
yeah, I know.
I would love it if Zom 100 got a second season because they do a whole lot after what we got in season 1. They get a few more people in their party, including they find a girl who's immune.
That is always a plot point.
Yeah, because of course it is.
It's what they do with it that's always interesting, though.
But it turns out that fucking Akira and his buddy there. I forget Tendo. No, that is his name. Is Tendo Akira? Damn it, I forget the other guy, the naked guy. They had a third best friend in college, and they go and find him. So that was a fun little bit there. But no, that was a fun read. I enjoyed that one a lot.
We've been reading Chainsaw Man, and I mean, you've seen farther than I have, but like the fucking insanity that manga's devolved into.
Yeah, it's very quickly approaching the end of part 2. I think. I'm pretty sure it's in like the final. Like we're in the end game.
That's what I've heard, and the whole time, all I'm wondering is like, what is there left to do at this point? Like,
weaponize the states, I guess.
I'm just like sitting here. I'm like, oh, is there gonna be a part 3? Like, I'm so confused.
I hope so. I hope there is.
I just don't know where it's gonna go. It's so fucked up now.
It's okay. I don't think the author knows, but that's okay.
Kawabini's gonna come back, and she's the true villain.
Yeah, right. She's gonna fucking Palpatine that shit. Like, haha, dance puppets.
It's the goddamn Jar Jar Binks fucking theory, where she's secretly the evil one the whole time.
No shit. I also finally actually read through all of Attack on Titan. Which is funny because I rewatched the whole series and then I read the whole series not long after. There is practically no difference between the two. Like, there's a few extra added scenes in the anime, and aside from that, it's exactly the same.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I don't know what people were on about hating the manga's ending. First of all, the anime pretty much ended the same way, except for the one little joke thing at the end, which the movie did. And like, I don't see how anyone expected it to end any differently.
Yeah.
Personally, like, once it gets to a certain point, it's like, this can only end one way. And all that really, the only question that really remains to be seen is who else is going to live and who else is going to die. But aside from that, it's going to end one way and one way only.
Yep.
But at least John got his happy ending. Literally.
Did he, though?
No, he did. It's heavily implied at the end that he ended up with Mikasa.
Oh. I didn't catch it. So
it was one of those things where it shows them from the back.
Oh. I didn't notice.
I think they were visiting Aaron's grave or something. And I also read all the way through Jujutsu Kaisen, so I know how that story ends as well.
More tragedy and depression.
And I read the first couple of chapters of the sequel series, and maybe I just need to wait until more of it comes out, or maybe read it physically as those come out, but I'm not super liking the direction it's going in. Like, at first, when I first started, and I saw the main characters, I was like, oh, that's a fun idea to have for the main characters of this show. And then they started getting into the weeds of what's the show going to be about? And I'm like, is that really what we want to do for the origins of Cursed Energy? I don't like that. I don't like it one bit.
Yep.
Think Naruto.
Right.
You'll get exactly what you're thinking. That's probably what it is. Yeah, it's stupid. But I mean, again, maybe I'm judging it too harshly right off the bat. Like I said, I'll wait until some physical volumes come out, and I'll binge read a little bit of it, and we'll see how I feel about it after that. I feel like there was something else I was thinking of. I do plan to read. I want to read Dandadan this year, because season 2 really impressed me, and I want to see where it goes after that. And I don't know how long it's going to be before we get to season 3, so I'd like to start reading it. There's a few other shows that I want to read Frieren too, but now I kind of feel like I want to put it off because with the manga being on hiatus, I don't know if I want to get invested and then have to wait.
Yeah, I can see that.
See, I was lucky enough to miss the whole guts is on the boat thing. Like I was aware of the meme of it for a long time, but I didn't have to suffer through it like everybody else. Um, and I'd rather not go through that with something like Frieren.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Um,
actually curious because it's kind of like there's been a lot of series like that have been just kind of on hold. Like Black Clover's been on hold for a while now because the author's sick. I mean Hunter x Hunter, everyone knows about that.
yeah. Um, oh, and I also caught up to the current for Berserk as well. Now that I mention it, which goddamn
Nice.
the fucking cliffhanger they leave you on with that last one. I was like, God damn it, you sons of bitches.
Oh yeah, I was reading a bit of so I'm caught up on Kaiju number 8 for the physical mangas.
Mm-hmm.
Um I mean the story's over, so it's gonna be sooner than later. But they've been releasing those like spin-off series, and one of them they did was Kaiju number 8 Relax, which is basically just like it's just a comedy manga where it's like stuff like they're doing in between the
Yeah.
actual fighting. There's an entire episode like chapter which is they go to Kafka and Reno go to an arcade, and they show up at the arcade and Mina's tiger's just outside, and they're like, what's Mina's tiger doing here? Mina's at the arcade. And she's playing one of those crane games because she's trying to get a cat, like cat plush.
What did she just like tie the fucking tiger's leash to like a parking meter or something like people do with their dogs?
No, it's just chilling. It's
Ah,
trained.
okay.
It's just
It's
chilling out there.
well trained tiger. He's a good boy.
But there's a point though where she eventually gets the plush out of the machine, and Kafka's like, "Wow, Mina, congrats!" And she's like, "Excuse me, that's Commander Ashino. Drop and give me 50." Um,
It's like, forgive me if I'm mistaken, but I feel like we're not on duty right now.
well, that's the joke because Kafka's like, "Why? We're not on duty." She's basically like, "I don't care, do it anyways." And then later on, they find director Shinobi is there playing one of those drum like arcade games like from Japan. Um, and they're like, "Oh my god, it's director um, Shinomiya." Like, what the hell? And Mina jokes like saying like, Let's go play an arcade game like shooter thing." And he's like, "Oh yeah, yes, yes, Captain." She's like, "We're not off duty. You don't have to call me that." He's like, "Why'd you make me do push-ups?" He's like, "Of course I have it." Just kind of shrugs it off. And then we find out director Shinomiya and like his second in command, like the bald guy, are really good at DDR.
Oh, I was actually just about to ask if Hoshino was playing DDR.
No, not Hoshino. The Shinomi is like second in command, like the guy that takes over for him after he gets killed.
Yeah, I just feel like Hoshino would be the best option for DDR. You know, he's
He
the
actually
acrobatic
didn't.
of the
He
group.
didn't appear in that chapter though. There is a chapter with him though, because he's got a whole bunch of like a fan club, and they all dress like him, and they all have the same bowl cuts.
Nice.
It's not good, but it was very entertaining. That's the best way I'll put that spin-off manga.
I also I hit some major milestones in gaming this year. Well, first of all, the first game I completed this year was Sparking Zero, which I did have a great time with. It gets pretty fucking bullshit if you're trying to get all the alternate stories, like the what if stories.
Sounds like a
Because,
Tenkaichi game. Yes.
well, no, the Tenkaichi games, like the original ones, were very straightforward. Like, oh, here's the what if ones, just play them and you get the what if story. But in Sparking Zero, it's like it's kind of like a game board kind of path, and you have to like in certain missions achieve like certain goals, which is usually beat him in this amount of time. And there's no indication for like because pretty much every time I tried to look it up, there was no set amount of time. It was just kind of like, yeah, if it happens, it happens. And it was pretty fucking bullshit for some of those, and I just never even did some of them. I did complete the game though, and I haven't really played it since. But That's more like a me problem
Yeah.
because I just don't have a whole lot of time to play console games. But I also did some revisits this year. I played through the PS1 Spider-Man games again, which I haven't done in a very long time. And I'd say for the most part, they still hold up. The first game more so than the second game, but I
Yeah,
still enjoyed the second game.
the second game you understand real fast why they did like the fog and the for the city, because my god, like
Yeah,
the second game chugs a lot.
it does. I still enjoyed it, but I think the first game was just a better complete package. Um, I also played my first Mega Man games this year fully, which was definitely an experience.
Oh yeah, you played the Game Gear one.
Yeah, and I just remember Jerry
Jerry's
got
reaction.
so mad at me. So much judgment.
Well, like that is like the only thing that would have been worse if you said your first Mega Man was the fucking DOS version of Mega Man 1.
But I did, yes, I played the Game Gear one first, but I did play 1 and 2 and X1 and X2, so
Nice.
it's fine. It's fine. I also played my first Castlevania game and my first Metroid game. And I feel like these are the two that pretty much set the standard for the Metroidvania. Like these two specific games for these franchises.
Super Metroid and Symphony of the Night.
Yep.
Yep, they basically coined the term Metroidvania.
So, I mean, I understand why that particular game style has become so popular especially with like indie games and such.
No, they're really good.
Also played my first Kirby game.
Kirby's fun.
And I plan to play Superstar at some point in the future, probably this coming year. But I've just been bouncing around so much with the games, and right now I'm still working on Pokemon Black. I'm in the 7th gym right now.
Okay, so you haven't even got to like stuff happens. That's all I'll say.
Well, a lot of times I've noticed, ever since 3rd gen, I've noticed usually you get the first 7 badges, and then all the crazy team shit happens, and then once that's done, you can do your last gym.
Yes.
Usually how it goes.
Did you notice in Black and White the theme of like you'd started in a new town with a gym, Bianca shows up, and you have to fight her, and then you finish the gym, and then Sharon shows up, and you have to fight him.
Yeah. Which
He's
I mean,
not
honestly,
always convenient. He's not always convenient.
And you know what fucking happened today while I was playing?
Okay.
That really threw me off.
Uh-huh.
Somebody gave me a 2nd XP share.
Yes, that sure happens.
How the fuck does that work? We're gonna split into thirds now? Like, we get a little crazy here.
Hey, it was still tame then. Nowadays, they just give you fucking XP like candy.
Yeah, true. I mean, I haven't really had much issue. Like, maybe at the very, very beginning when I had just caught all these Pokemon, I was just trying to get them all to like the same level. Like, that was the only part where I was like, this is kind of grindy. But after that, it's been pretty straightforward. Like, my guys are all mid-30s right now. And I've just been kind of breezing through it.
Yeah.
Just kind of playing here and there, not even like serious about it. It's going well though. I also finished my run of the ROM hack of Fire Red, where they replace all the Pokemon with Yu-Gi-Oh monsters. And it was a really fun playthrough. Especially because it was interesting seeing how they handled the different monsters, and like they created a bunch of specific like moves for the monsters. How they handled like the evolutions. They replaced all the gym leaders and characters and such with like like all the gym leaders were different Yu-Gi-Oh characters. The story, there was actually like a weird story where like Team Rocket had teamed up with the ghouls. So like,
Genius.
and they're looking for the Exodia pieces, and the birds are replaced with the Egyptian god cards, and they do a lot of interesting things with it. And there's so many quality of life improvements. Like you could just access your box anywhere. You're basically walking around with a portable fucking Pokemon Center in your pocket. Um, Fucking XP pretty much works the same way as in modern games. Where like pretty much you have XP share from the start, and it just fucking distributes. There's a lot of things they do in that game that make it a pretty easy run. There is a part 2 to the game, which I'm not going to touch yet because it's based on GX. And I still haven't. I think that's what I'm going to do next year at some point for like a casual watch. I think I'm going to watch GX.
I haven't seen GX in so long. It is such a fucking trip, though.
I only saw like the occasional episode back in the day. I never like actually attempted to watch it.
You get to see fucking ripped Yugi for no reason.
But I think I'm actually going to give that one a watch next year, just as like a casual thing, and see where it goes.
There's so much fucking type of fuckery in that show too.
I'll bet.
Fucking,
he was already a fucking dork.
The fucking Duel Monsters school, and he makes Obelisk the top level for the students, and makes Slifer the lowest. Yeah, there wasn't any bitterness there. Kaiba was there.
Like it really fucking matters because he doesn't have any of them by that point anyway.
I know.
None of them belong to him regardless.
I don't think Yugi has them either. Yugi doesn't even have the puzzle anymore. Yugi's just fucking.
I mean, not having the puzzle makes sense. He should still have the cards though.
I don't know. I thought they got. I don't remember. I honestly don't remember.
I mean, the cards still exist. Like they didn't like. I don't know. The tablet didn't like suck them into the dream world or whatever. He just had to like hold them up, and he was just like, "Hey, I got them." And then
did he use them?
The got sucked into it.
Did he use them in Dark Side of Dimensions? I don't fucking remember.
I don't remember. It's been a couple years since I watched that.
All I remember from that movie is fucking Kaiba just being the biggest fucking dork.
And then Bakura showed up for some reason.
Oh yeah, we got Bakura's backstory in that movie.
And the Pharaoh gave a thumbs up.
Sure did.
Good job.
Oh man.
What else? I also during the last part of the year, I was playing a lot of arcade games. I ran through Turtles in Time for the first time, and I played through the X-Men arcade game, which was a big one for me as a kid because, as I've mentioned in previous episodes, that was like the arcade game that I played back in my local pizza joint when I was a kid. Played that anytime we went there, and we went there a lot back then. I always fucking bug my mom or my aunt or whoever took me for quarters so I could play X-Men. And I was happy to be able to actually play through that again because that was something I've been wanting to do for a long time. And I've always said if I ever got the chance to buy an arcade cabinet, it would be X-Men. Yeah. Oh, and I played through Dragon Quest VI, which was a long time coming because I started that game like a year ago. It played like 2 hours and then didn't touch it again. So I'm glad I finished it. Yeah. So at this point, I'm more than halfway done with Dragon Quest. Like all the mainline games.
Nice.
So yeah.
Oh yeah, because you got 7 next.
Yep.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, but I'm probably gonna wait a little because I still got to go through some more Final Fantasies too. But now I'm starting to question whether or not I actually want to just continue going in order, or if I should just play if I should just play 6 or 9.
Well, you got to play 4.
Fair.
Four is when you play 4. We have to do an episode on 4 because 4 is amazing.
But if I play 4 next, or if I'm like dedicated to playing 4 like sooner rather than later, then I feel like almost obligated to play 3 first because I'm not going to go from 1, 2, and then 4. That's just weird.
I mean, Americans went from 1 to 4.
Yeah, they didn't have a choice though.
True.
They didn't know any better.
Well, we thought 4 was 2. That's what they told us on the box. We thought 6 was 3. And they just went to 7, and it was like, what the hell, Square? Like,
what happened to the other 4?
That's all right. In Europe, they just got 7.
Or 3.
They didn't get any of the previous 6.
Yeah. Silly.
No, you got to play 4 though, because if you play 4, it'll make going through like 6 and 9 so much more enjoyable.
And just as a reminder, you did say that I should play the Vita versions of those, right? Not the DS versions.
For 4, play the PSP version, yes, not the DS.
Okay.
The DS version is like. Not 3 doesn't matter. Well, the PSP version of 3 is the DS version of 3.
Okay.
All right. If you want to play if you want to play OG 3, you can play the Switch version.
I mean, I already have it on Vita, so.
True. It's technically a different game. It's hard to explain.
I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I think once I finish playing Pokemon, I'm probably gonna start really putting time into Persona 4 Arena.
Yes, that experience.
Yes. I don't know. I like Arc System Works fighting games. I like Blaze Blue. I liked Fighters. You know.
I mean, theoretically, story-wise, you can finish Arena Ultimix in a day. Arena 1 takes longer because it's kind of bullshit with progression. Because it uses the old Blaze Blue style of progression, which is bullshit. Ultimix has a much better like progression tree that actually makes sense. And then they carried that over for Dancing All Night, which also makes sense. I mean, Dancing All Night you can finish in a sitting. It's not if you're good enough at the rhythm gameplay, it's not that hard.
Yeah. Well, I'll get around to it. I mean, fighting games are always kind of a casual thing for me anyway, but that's why I don't play fighting games online.
Yeah.
Ever.
Fair enough. Yeah, we should probably start wrapping this one up. We're coming up to 2 hours.
Yeah. But yeah, looking forward to next year. I mean, if anybody has any suggestions for things you'd like us to cover, you can always hop over on the GNC Discord.
Or SuperPod, we're there too.
Yeah, but our Geek Addicts discussion page is lonely over on GNC. So
yeah, I mean, so is the GNC 3DO ones.
Well, no, 3DO actually gets a little bit of traffic. Every now and then somebody will post on ours and I'll be like, ooh, somebody said something about the show. And then it'll be something that was meant for 3DO. I was like, oh, fuck. So you just put it in the wrong spot. Damn it.
Well, most of the 3DO traffic just goes directly to the SuperPod network one now.
Yeah, that's true. Well, there's also, any conversation that might have happened for like a Geek Addicts episode kind of gets overshadowed because Geek Addicts comes out and then like 12 hours later 3DO comes out.
Yeah. It happens. It happens when you host 100 shows.
Yeah.
I recorded over 150 podcasts this year.
And that's just for your shows.
Yeah. Send help.
Send them in the white coats.
GNC turns 5 at the end of the year. Think about that one for a minute.
Crazy. That's crazy.
But yeah, looking next year should be fun. You'll see a lot more of the same stuff. We'll be doing our ongoing series. We're going to continue with those. Maybe we'll have some new ideas in the future. The world
Maybe
is
we have so many ideas floating up right now.
yeah.
If we add any more to the mix, then we're just gonna end up abandoning a bunch of them.
The world is open to many things, and that'll be the fun. Expect a lot of very New England sounding discussions.
Mm-hmm.
But on that note, once again, guys, thank you for joining us on Geek Addicts. You can find Geek Addicts on all the major podcasting platforms. And be sure to check us out over on the Superpod Network. That's superpodnetwork.com. Awesome site where you can find all sorts of different videos, blogs, podcasts, all that fun stuff. 2025 has been a great year for the network. Not so much the world, but the network has been great. Yeah. On to 2026.
Yay.
But anyways, guys, once again, thank you for joining us. We'll see you all later.
Have a good one.